Let us deal with the concept that is gravitational field intensity. Gravitational field intensity. So suppose you have a point mass m here. How do we calculate the gravitational field intensity at some point P, right? See, gravitational field is the space around a point mass in which if another mass is brought, then the gravitational influence can be experienced. See, this is an imaginary space around capital M, right? If we bring a point mass in this space, that point mass is going to experience some gravitational interaction, some gravitational force due to capital M, right? So this imaginary space is actually called the gravitational field of mass capital M. Theoretically, it extends till infinity, right? So if we keep a mass m0 here, which is of 1 kg, then the force experienced by a point mass of mass 1 kg at point P is actually called gravitational field intensity at point P. Gravitational field intensity is given by minus Gm. Since m0 is 1 kg, right? Or you can see that this is given by force experienced by this mass 1 kg, Gm, m0 is 1 kg divided by r square. What is the direction? Direction is along PO. Do we have a vector along PO? Yes, we have. OP is actually r vector, so PO is minus r vector. Unit vector along OP is r cap, unit vector along PO is minus r cap. This is all about gravitational field intensity, dear students. This is gravitational field intensity due to a point mass at a distance r from it. This is due to a point mass, right? This is gravitational field intensity due to a point mass, right? Okay. So let us now calculate the value of gravitational field intensity, or rather let us write some formula for gravitational field intensity due to some continuous mass distributions. Okay, kindly note down, dear students. See, the electrostatics of class 12 and gravitation are very similar. You all have learned the formula for electrostatics. Let us do the formula for gravitation. Let us derive the formula. Wherever you had charge Q will become capital M mass here. The value of Coulomb's constant, which was 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught, is analogous to capital G in gravitation, right? So 1 by epsilon naught is analogous to 4 pi capital G, right? Lambda here was linear charge density, and lambda here will be linear mass density. Okay, right. We can easily calculate. Obviously, sigma was surface charge density. Here sigma will become surface mass density. So do you remember the formulae for, say, ring, disk? Okay, let us revise the formula for ring. See, okay, just write these formula. I am going to erase these formulae. Let us relate electrostatics and gravitation here. See, electric field intensity at a point on the axis of the ring. Okay, this is at a distance x, right? This was radius r. So value of electric field intensity was k. Now this electric field intensity, this was a charged ring having charge q. Now the ring, instead of charge, will have mass. This will be again distance x only. This will be the radius. Instead of electric field intensity, we have gravitational field intensity. Instead of k, we have this was kqx divided by r square plus x square raised to the power 3 by 2, right? Instead of k, we have gravitational constant. gmx divided by r square plus x square 3 by 2. The only difference is that we have a negative sign here because gravitational field is an attractive field, right? So if we draw a graph of electric field intensity versus distance from the center for the ring, dear students, we have a graph like this, okay? This is a graph like this. But when x is positive, electric field is going to be positive. When x is negative, electric field is going to be positive. We know when this expression has a maximum value, it has a maximum value for x is equal to r by root 2, okay? The only difference here is that when x is positive, gravitational field intensity is going to be negative. When x is negative, gravitational field is going to be positive. Magnitude is maximum at x is equal to r by root 2, okay? This is gravitational field intensity on the axis of the ring, okay? So we have a charged arc here, subtending angle theta here, linear charge density being lambda. So in gravitation we have linear mass density being lambda, this angle being theta. At this point, the value of electric field intensity is given by 2 times k lambda by r divided by sine theta by 2. But here we have gravitational field intensity as, obviously it will be directed towards it. So we have to apply a negative sign here. 2 is obviously 2. K is going to be replaced by capital G. Lambda was linear charge density here. Lambda here is linear mass density divided by r sine of definitely theta by 2, dear students, right? Okay, right. The question on the semicircular arc, on the quarter circle have been asked in AIIMS exam in electrostatics. They can ask the same problem for gravitation also, right? Like, see, for example, we have a semicircular arc having say mass capital M. Let us do an interesting question without integration, okay? This is a semicircular arc, dear students, right? It has mass M, radius r. Can we calculate the value of lambda? Yes, we can. Mass upon length is lambda. Now you are asked to calculate the value of gravitational field intensity at this point, at point O. Angle subtended at the center is going to be 180 degrees. So gravitational field intensity is obviously directed upwards. It will be towards, because gravitational field is in actually attractive field. Now this is given by, the formula is here. This is the formula for the arc, right? So this is minus 2 g, lambda is m by pi r, again divided by r, sine of 180 by 2 is sine 90, okay? Either you can put a negative sign or you can just show the direction to be j cap, okay? Negative sign just indicates the attractive force. If we have shown the direction, it should be j cap. This is all about the gravitational field intensity at the center of curvature of a semicircular ring, right? If you use integration, you will definitely, end up in consuming your 20 minutes time, 10 to 5 minutes time, right? 5 to 10 minutes time, okay? So we have done, so far we have done for a ring, an arc. Let us do for a disc, okay? Let us do it for a disc. Right. Although disc is hardly asked in NEET exam, but still let us learn the formula to be on the safer side. This is sigma, this is x, radius of the disc being r. So electric field at point P is actually given by sigma by 2 epsilon naught 1 minus x upon under root of r square plus x square, dear students, right? Okay. So gravitational field intensity on the axis of a disc having surface mass density as sigma, radius being capital R, is given by, and obviously distance being x, right? So gravitational field intensity is actually given by, obviously sigma is not going to change. We have to put a negative sign because gravitational field intensity is an attractive field. 1 by epsilon naught becomes 4 pi g. We have already done that. and x and r are not going to change. So we have now learned the formula for a disk. Gravitational field intensity on the axis of a disk, right? Sigma is mass per unit area. Here sigma is charge per unit area.